Most people get this debate completely wrong. They pick a side, dig in, and ignore the facts. But what if the gun you think wins actually loses where it counts most? One of these pistols has been to war for over 100 years. The other broke every rule ever written about firearms and won anyway. Today, we settle this for good. No fanboys, no nonsense, just the truth. Origins. The 1911. Let's start with the old man. The 1911 was designed by the legendary John Moses Browning, arguably the greatest firearms designer who ever lived. It was adopted by the United States Army in 1911, and it stayed in service for 74 years. 74 years. It was used in World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. It went to war with the greatest generation and never let them down. The 1911 chambers, the .45 ACP round, a slow, heavy bullet that was specifically designed to stop a threat in its tracks. The pistol itself is built from steel, single stack, single action, with a grip safety and a thumb safety. It's a mechanical masterpiece. The Glock 19. Now enter Gaston Glock. In 1982, this Austrian engineer who had never made a gun in his life before designed a pistol that the firearms world said would never work. Polymer frame, striker fired. No external safety in the traditional sense. Gun purists laughed. Nobody's laughing now. The Glock 19 went on to become the best-selling pistol in the United States. It's carried by more police departments than any other handgun. It's been adopted by military units around the world. And it helped define an entire category of modern pistols that every other manufacturer is still trying to copy. Design and build quality. The 1911 is machined steel. Every part is precisely fitted. When you hold one, you feel the weight, around 38 ounces unloaded, and it feels like history in your hands. The single-action trigger is, to this day, one of the best factory triggers ever put on a production handgun. Crisp, clean, short reset. Shooters love it. The Glock 19 is a completely different philosophy. The frame is polymer, which means lighter, cheaper to manufacture, and resistant to corrosion. It weighs just 23 ounces unloaded. The striker fired system means no external hammer, no single-action setup. The trigger is consistent on every pull, which some shooters love and some hate. Here is the truth. The 1911 is the more beautifully engineered gun, but the Glock is the more intelligently designed one. There is a difference. The 1911 was built to be perfect. The Glock was built to be practical. And in the real world, practical wins a lot of fights. Now let's talk accuracy, because this is where the 1911 fans really come alive. The 1911's tight tolerances, long sight radius, and legendary trigger make it one of the most accurate production pistols you can buy. It is no accident that competitive shooters have been dominating with 1911s for decades. If you want to shoot tight groups at 25 yards on a rest, the 1911 is going to impress you. The Glock 19 is accurate too, but in a different way. It is accurate enough. Minute of bad guy accurate, combat accurate, real world accurate. In the hands of a trained shooter, the Glock 19 will put rounds exactly where you need them, but its trigger, while consistent, does not give you the same precision feel as a tuned 1911. Verdict on accuracy. The 1911 wins on paper. The Glock wins when your hands are shaking, the light is bad, and your heart is pounding. And honestly, that is the scenario that matters most. This is where the Glock absolutely dominates, and almost everyone, even 1911 fans, will admit it. The Glock 19 is famous for working. Period. Bury it in mud. Leave it in salt water. Freeze it. Drop it. It runs. The simplified design, with fewer parts, means fewer things that can go wrong. Glock torture tests are legendary on YouTube for a reason. These guns just will not stop. The 1911 is different. A quality, properly fitted 1911 from makers like Wilson Combat, Nighthawk, or Les Baer can also be extremely reliable. But the key word is quality. A cheap 1911, or one that has not been properly maintained, can be finicky. It was designed for ball ammunition, and some 1911s do not feed hollow points well without modification. The tight tolerances that make it accurate also make it more sensitive to dirt and wear. Verdict on reliability. The Glock 19 wins. It is not even close. If your life depends on a gun that will go bang every single time, in any condition, with minimal maintenance, the Glock is your answer. Capacity and caliber. The standard 1911 holds 7 to 8 rounds in the magazine, plus 1 in the chamber. It uses 45 ACP. Those are big, heavy bullets. 1 round properly placed will ruin someone's day. The standard Glock 19 holds 15 rounds in the magazine, plus 1 in the chamber. That is 16 rounds of 9mm before you even think about reloading. With an extended magazine, you can carry even more. Now, some people say that 45 ACP is so much more powerful that 1 shot and it is done. And there is truth to that. The 45 ACP round is a serious stopper. But modern 9mm ammunition has come a long, long way. The FBI switched from 10mm to 40 caliber to 9mm. And studies show that modern 9mm hollow points perform comparably to 45 ACP in terminal ballistics. Here is the math: 16 rounds versus 8. More rounds means more chances to stop a threat. More rounds means you can afford to miss under stress. More rounds means more confidence. In a defensive scenario, capacity matters. Verdict: the Glock 19 wins on capacity. If you are a 45 loyalist, I respect it, but the numbers do not lie. Concealability and everyday carry. This might be the most important category for most people watching this video, because the gun you carry every day has to be comfortable, concealable, and accessible. The Glock 19 was practically born for concealed carry. It is the perfect size, compact but not tiny, light, and its slimmish profile makes it manageable under a shirt or in an appendix holster. Millions of Americans carry a Glock 19 every day. There is a reason it is called the Goldilocks Glock. Not too big, not too small. The 1911 is harder to carry. It is heavier. The grip safety, thumb safety, and grip angle take more practice to master under stress. Commander size and officer size 1911s are more manageable, but a full-size 1911 is a lot of gun to conceal all day. And steel is dense. By 3 p.m., that extra weight starts to matter. Verdict: the Glock 19 wins for everyday carry. The 1911 wins for looking incredible on your hip at the range. Price and accessibility. A brand new Glock 19 Gen 5 will run you around $500 to $600. It comes ready right out of the box, with no break-in period and no tuning required. Holsters, accessories, and aftermarket parts are everywhere. It is the most well-supported pistol on the market. A quality 1911 will cost at least $700 to $800 for a decent one from brands like Springfield or Rock Island. For a truly exceptional 1911 from a custom shop, you could spend $2,000 to $5,000 or more. Even then, you might want a gunsmith to check it before trusting it for defense. The Glock is more accessible to more people at every level. That matters. Verdict. The Glock 19 wins on value and accessibility. The verdict. All right, here we are. The moment you've been waiting for. If you made a scorecard, the Glock 19 wins more categories. It wins reliability. It wins capacity. It wins carry comfort. It wins price and accessibility. It wins real-world performance under stress. But here's what I want you to understand. Winning categories on paper isn't the whole story. The 1911 wins in ways that don't show up on a spreadsheet. It wins in soul. It wins in craftsmanship. It wins in the hands of a shooter who has trained with it, who understands its manual of arms, and who trusts it completely. There are professional shooters, special operations soldiers, and competitive champions who will carry nothing else. And they are not wrong. The gun that wins for you is the one you train with, the one that fits your hand, the one that you can run flawlessly under pressure. Full stop. But if you're asking me to give you a straight answer, if someone put a gun to my head and made me choose, I'm picking up the Glock 19. It works for more people, in more situations, with less fuss. And in a world where reliability is everything, that matters most. The 1911 is the greatest handgun ever made. The Glock 19 is the most practical handgun ever made. And there's a big difference between the two. Glock or 1911, drop your answer in the comments. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next one.